Good afternoon, Santa Clarita, and welcome to Mind Your Own Business with Doug and Ed, or as Ed likes to say, Ed and Doug. But since I'm coming in, we're saying Doug and Ed, right, Ed?
4 months later, he finally does my name first. I'm so excited!
You are listening to Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Ed, how are you today?
I'm good, just a little pissed.
Last week you were down, man. Remember last week?
Yeah, kind of a bummer, huh, Doug?
Yeah. Wasn't you.
Remind you of anybody?
The show wasn't the same, Ed.
Yeah. Oh, well, sometimes you got to switch it up.
I'm glad you're back to yourself.
I'm feeling good.
So, you finally got a weekend free? Nothing to do this weekend?
On Thursdays, I go, okay, great. Finally, a weekend I don't have to do anything. And then we start prepping for the show, and there's like 5 things I've already committed to do. So, how do you decide where you're going to go? I have to make decisions. Some days there's 3 places I have to be within the same 2-hour span. How do you do it?
But Ed, aren't you the guy that's always saying to network and to get more business, you need to go to everything and anything, right?
I think you have to prioritize. I mean, I do. I decide, okay, do I really need to go? Are there people expecting to see me there? And am I going to meet people I haven't already met? Now that's kind of my thing, is I try to go places where the people don't know who you are. Kind of weird, huh?
Do you ever take your family into consideration?
Yeah.
I asked that as your wife is
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me, do I bring my family with me? You're asking me, do I ever go, okay, I'm just going to stay home because my wife misses me?
Yeah. Tell the truth.
No. I guess that's a fair answer.
But Ed, a lot of the stuff you're talking about, though, is the nonprofits, right?
Right.
And as you know, Santa Clarita, I don't know of a town this size that has many nonprofits.
Well, there's a
huge number.
It's Newhall Land. It said it's the tree and nonprofit city.
Yeah.
Right. So there's lots of trees and a lot of nonprofits. We kind of draw a line, and I don't know if it's fair, but we have to draw a line somewhere. That there's a lot of big. Like this weekend is the Relay for Life. We support it. We send a basket, and we have.
I'll tell folks might not know what Relay for Life is.
I don't even know what
American Cancer Society.
The American Cancer Society. They do these walks, and they raise a ton of money, and it goes nationally. And my pet projects are all local charities: Circle of Hope, Single Mothers Outreach, Child and Family, and Help the Children of the Poor. That I always, if they're there trying to do something, I'm going to do it because it's all local, stays local, and they're the ones that don't have huge machines behind them. But other people may like to go to the big events, like Relay for Life is the largest fundraising walk, I think, in Santa Clarita. They raise like $300,000 or $400,000.
And for the American Cancer Society.
Is it American Cancer? Is this the biggest one for them in any city?
They do it in every city.
I know, but they do it at different times of the different weeks.
But I think the dilemma for the business person is, where do you draw the line? I mean, obviously you want to go to these things and you want to help good causes, but there's some folks that have a hard time. Well,
why?
If you're a good person, I don't know. Why?
We're corporations, and we had stockholders, and we have fiduciary responsibility to not give away the stockholders' money. They have to decide what politically will make them better companies.
You're right.
As a small company, we have a lot of people that support us when we have charities, so you want to support them back. It's kind of like people giving the same birthday present back and forth.
But the question is, how many business folks have you heard say, I get asked to give to everything, and I just can't do it, and I feel bad saying no. And some of them can't say no, and then they end up getting themselves in a financial bind because they've committed to giving to too much.
We help them in some respect. You can donate your product. If you donate your product that has a high value, whether you have a condo or whether you have food, or your product is being placed in front of people that are charitable, and they see that you're charitable. So it's not completely altruistic. It's a form of advertising. If you go and make an effort of picking the charities that are local, so they're people that are locally in town that buy food or do dry cleaning or whatever. So a lot of our merchants look to us to find the places to place their product. We had 25 at Taste of the Town last weekend, and they volleyed to get in that because that's a great demographic, and then people now they know they exist, and if they win, they're all excited.
And it's easy for us at Valley Publications with our magazines. We can donate ad space.
Exactly.
So that's the in-kind donation you're talking about.
And the ad space doesn't cost you the $1,000 they want you to donate, even though you're giving them a $1,000 ad. So my recommendation, if you still want to give, and you should because it's good for you, makes you feel good, you should try to find a creative way. We donate hundreds and hundreds of cards a year to any charity that wants to have us involved with their charity, and we'll push out that the charity is going to be there, which is valuable.
And I know a mechanic that gives discounts on oil change to some of the groups that have a small fleet of vehicles. So you're right. There's a lot you can do.
Yeah, and I think you shouldn't just Don't, what do they call it? It's operating from lack, or what is the word they use? But don't operate from the standpoint where like you don't have any capital and you have no money and I can't help. Try to be creative about helping and let them sell the product to get the cash.
And sometimes, though, you just have to be able to politely say no.
Correct.
I'm not able to help out this year. I really hope I can help next year.
Right.
And then folks have trouble saying that at times.
Or recommend friends that are doing a little better.
Absolutely. All right. I hope that helps. If anybody's struggling with that issue out there, everybody,
give when you can. You're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Mind your own business.
How's moving?
Welcome back to Mind Your Own Business on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, with Ed Bernstein of 25 Score and Doug Sutton of Valley Publications.
why was I second?
She had to make a decision. She made it quick. No dead airs.
So-
to make it fair.
Ed, during a show prep, right? Because
Yeah.
we're a very, very professional show.
Tell them what show
and-
prep
and
is.
We have to have show prep. It's where we sit at the donut shop and prepare for the show.
Figure out what we're going to talk about
Yeah.
for the day.
And Ed, you scolded me. You got on me.
I did.
You did.
I get a little pissed off sometimes.
You were almost yelling at me.
I was.
Yeah.
I do
And
a
you
lot
know
of
what though?
consulting.
You know what though? You were right. I deserved it. Because Ed, you gave me a good lead on something for business, and I did not follow through on it like I should have. Now,
Think about
admittedly,
when we
I
do
said
that
I
again.
forgot. I forgot, but that's no excuse. Because like I tell my employees, we deal in results, not excuses. Right?
Right.
So tell everybody
Those who
what,
can't do
what were you
teach,
so
Doug?
irritated with me for today?
Well, it's not just you, Doug, but you kind of came to mind. Is it I go around town meeting people that can connect with people that can actually help them. They don't have to spend for advertising. Someone knows them. They like you. You have a great idea. Wow, Ed, what a great idea. Have them call me. And then you give that information to that person, and that person goes, wow, what a great idea, Ed, I'll call them. And then they don't. And it's like you're thinking to yourself, why am I working so hard to get these people great opportunities that never happen unless somebody was a catalyst for that, and then they don't call. And I can't understand why people get in their own way, and it does make me a little angry sometimes because I feel like, it's a gratitude thing. Do they really appreciate me putting that together? And it just kind of came to a head today when I tried to get you to go to dinner in your pajamas. You didn't want to go out.
Well, Ed, you call me at 8 o'clock at night and say, can you come to dinner?
If someone calls me at 7:30 and says, I got this great opportunity, Ed, I put my clothes back on. Like I'm even home at 8 o'clock. But I mean, seriously. But a lot of people are complaining that their business is really slow and their advertising doesn't work, but they won't go out after 5. And if somebody gives them a lead, they go, oh, that was really nice. And they put it in a drawer and don't call it. I mean, it's like, sometimes I believe they don't deserve to be in business. They're not really trying to push themselves forward. I have no empathy after the third time you give them something to follow up on. Do they have a check for me? Will they hand me a check if I meet with them? And I'm saying, I'm not going to hand you checks. I don't work for you. I'm giving you an opportunity. So that's what was just kind of.
And that gets back to, we had our chamber mixer, which was combined with the Taste of Canyon Country last Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I went not expecting much, but what happens, and happens a lot, I ran into somebody that used to do business with us years ago. We reacquainted each other, and he says, you know what? I think I'm going to give you a call, or give me a call, because I think I have something that I would like promoted in your magazine. Who knew? Who would have thought that? But if I wouldn't have gone, that
would not have
chant
happened.
was not have happened.
Because you're not a big phone call guy. You meet him in person, you say hi.
Yeah.
Right? I think that, I keep shouting, parties you don't want to go to, meetings you don't want to go to. The magic happens at stuff you don't feel like going to because you're stretching outside your comfort zone, you're tired, you've worked really hard, but you need to have 3 good things every day come in to make your business grow. A restaurant can't grow if they don't get 3 new customers a day because people move and people stop eating there. So if you're not doing something today, following up on somebody's advice to call somebody, take a chance. The worst they could do is not like you. That happens to me all the time.
You?
Sure.
People don't like you?
Yeah, I really upset people that are really shy. I think I'm overbearing. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Like you're yelling me today at the donut shop. That was
It's
a
not
little
yelling,
overbearing.
that's Ed getting
I
excited.
should yell you every day. I think we're such a classy outfit. We meet at a donut shop to do show prep.
Hey, Ed,
most people do Starbucks or something.
And what you're talking about is follow through and persistence.
Yeah, okay, so let me give you an example. Einstein Academy has been trying to open a K through 6 school for the last 3 years. They opened up one of the best schools in Santa Clarita as far as scores go. I don't know how that works, but I just know that they have the highest ranking for test scores of any school in Santa Clarita, and for some unknown reason that I know, that they've been fighting putting K through 6. So yesterday they get a vote from Agua Dulce, is that spelled?
Dulce.
Agua Dulce.
Okay, some things I can't say. So they get a vote that they're now going to open a K through 6 school in Santa Clarita that's part of that school district.
So they were chartered by the Agua Dulce School District.
So
now that would have been a prime example if somebody wanted to give up on something after all the rejection that they
no
heard.
question.
You know, but that persistence, that follow through.
And sometimes you really have to ask 5 times. You know, that maybe they were in a bad mood 4 times in a row. But I don't understand the politics behind it, but making someone trying to do good, to go through those hoops to get a school that'll be really great open, it just seems silly to me. I'm glad they got the vote. So be persistent. It may happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we need to, as we've talked about it before, we're probably going to talk about it again in these tough economic times, of business have a tendency to want to hunker down, and woe is me, and we need to, the stuff we're talking about, and the persistence, and the follow through, and the follow up.
You can't talk about it. You have to start doing it. Doug, you're going to come out with me one night a week in your pajamas. Because I want you to stretch.
There's only one problem, I sleep in my underwear.
Well, you might get arrested. I'll loan you some pants, but you got to get out. You know, it's you know, people think I'm crazy, but they see me everywhere. Half the people say, I see it everywhere. It's something I want to be involved in. It doesn't mean how productive we are. They just see us everywhere.
Yep, you're right.
So get out there.
You're
Leave now,
absolutely
Doug.
right.
Go.
You're right.
We got guests. You don't have to do the show today.
Seriously, I can go?
You can go get the guests. Okay, you're listening to Hometown Station AM 1220 KHTS and Mind Your Own Business with Doug and Ed. Did you hear that, Doug?
Thank you.
Okay, be back in a minute.